What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV. This is Ask Me Anything, June edition, so let's jump right into it. First question comes from Roy Robertson. He's saying, do you know when T-Mobile will be getting the S10 5G? And I haven't heard anything about it. I don't even think T-Mobile, while I check this, even has 5G yet. So if they don't have 5G, I can't imagine they're gonna get the S10 5G anytime soon at this point. Yeah, like when you go to their website, it just says, imagine a new T-Mobile 5G for everyone everywhere. So again, I don't even think it's out yet. So I'm gonna say not anytime soon, if ever. I can't imagine it's gonna come out anytime soon. So I'm gonna say I don't know, but again, probably not soon. Next is Mr. D's product review channel, asking me a bunch of questions on PCs. So what are your thoughts, opinions, and experiences on generic store-bought computer versus slightly customized computer versus completely customized computers, air-cooled versus liquid-cooled versus refrigered, I guess he's saying, and have you ever custom built a PC? So I'll answer the last question first. Have I ever built a PC? Yes, I have. I've only done it once by myself and maybe twice overall with somebody else. I probably wouldn't do it again. I know sometimes you can get a better deal doing it and stuff like that. I don't know. It's never been really great the way I build. I'm not awesome with that kind of stuff, with building it with my hands. So I would actually, to go and then air cooled, liquid cool, I don't really have a preference on that either, because I don't overclock my stuff. So I don't really need anything crazy cool for my computer. So generic store bought computer versus slightly customized computer versus completely customized computer. I actually like to buy it from one of those computer places. Like I have a computer now that I bought from, I think they're called NZXT or something. They say, I always forget their name. And I got it, yeah, NZXT. And I love it. It's a great computer. And basically you pick all your components for the most part, or what they have to offer. So I mean, I like that way of customizing my computer, but having someone else build it. That way I get, through them, I get, I think, a two-year warranty, there we go, with their stuff. So with everything that I got. So I like that way where you buy it through a store and you get the warranty and stuff. So that's my preferences. Next up, we have another question from Mr. D's product review channel, asking, what was the best and worst free gift that was given with any device that you have ever had? I think I've answered this before, but I'd say the best gift ever was probably the Samsung Galaxy wireless earbuds. That's pretty cool because they're really expensive. And then the worst gift was not getting one when I got, I forget what phone it was. I think it was the Galaxy S9 or S8. They didn't give a gift at all here in America. So that's the worst gift. Another question by Mr. D's product review channel, with Samsung's A line being the test bed for innovation for some things that will make its way to the S line and Note line, do you think that Samsung made a great decision on doing that so they can get whatever bugs worked out before bringing the new tech and features to their money-making lines? I don't think they're doing it for the bug features. I think they're doing it to possibly sell phones that maybe have a lesser screen. Maybe the speakers aren't as great, like stuff that is in the S line, in the Note line, that maybe costs a little bit more to produce, and then put like things, cameras are expensive, but maybe that's cheaper for them to produce. So overall, I don't think it's a bug thing. So I won't answer it in that way. I'll answer it that I think they're doing it to create a market where they can sell phones at a lower cost to them and to the consumer, and it's a happy medium for both. Phil PJ Davis, Mr. D's product review, Dragon Ball 4 Life. I know what you're getting at. If you buy a 5G phone now, will it be the same tech in the next new device? 5G will be the same speed in any generation device until 6G. I don't know if that's a question there, but let me answer this. So is 5G going to be the phone now? Is that going to work with other 5Gs? I assume it will. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference in terms of the way it will work. I mean, if they add different bands, that would affect it, especially if that band isn't supported in a current phone. So that's the only real difference. But otherwise, the 5Gs, I mean, it might change a little bit over time, but otherwise I think it'll be fairly okay. Phil PJ Davis again, is that Joshquinones in the thumbnail? Must have been a Note 7 test. Just kidding, Josh. But it does look a little bit like you. Actually, when I put up a Ask Me Anything and it shows someone in the photo, it's not. It's actually my cousin-in-law. It's not Joshquinones, who has a YouTube channel. on YouTube. So yeah, it's my cousin-in-law, but they don't really look alike. Boosted glitch is, if life is so short, why do we have so many things we don't like and like so many things we don't do? And life is, I have to read that again. If life is so short, why do we have so many things we don't like and like, that's a question to be held. People are just generally unhappy, I think, in terms of like, they want to complain about stuff. Why not? We always want it to be perfect, but nothing can be perfect. Does that answer your question? Mr. D, again, what do you think about the Galaxy Note 10 Pro 5G radios? Do you think that the Note 10 and the Note 11 5Gs will be the same or perform the same with a side-by-side comparison? Or do you think that it will be better to wait for the 11 5G to come out? I kind of already answered that. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference. Obviously, if there's new bands that come out, the Note 11 should take hold of those and be able to support it better. So, to answer your question, if you're worried about 5G, then definitely go with the Note 11, because obviously I think it has a better chance of performing better just based off if it might have newer technology, but I don't know for sure. Danny Berdier, hey broth, I think he means bro. And throwing an and in there, kind of confused by that. The Galaxy Fold, no one talks about. Can you provide any updates? I did recently, so the latest update, and I talked about this in a previous video recently, that they are going to be announcing a release date fairly soon at the end of this month, which is the end of June, and then it will most likely come out in July, hopefully. But I also said in that video, you might not see it till the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, because of the fact that the Note's supposed to be coming out in August or September, and I don't think they want to water down their product line, especially with premium phones. So at that point, I can totally see the phone coming out in October, November, or December of this year, possibly even 2020, maybe even get scrapped. Dragon Ball for life, would you rather have a Pixel 3a with the best camera and software, or would you rather have the S10 with the display and the premium body? I love the S10, so I like it better than the 3a. You can tell there's a difference in terms of like even just performance and speed of day-to-day activity using the phone. So I would go with the S10 for sure. Plus the display is unbeatable. I look at the phone all day and I want the best display ever, especially the brightness is amazing, and the brightness isn't so great on the 3a. Joseph Sibiger, I love your channel. I wanted to ask what are your thoughts about Israel? By the way, I live there. I don't have a lot of thoughts about Israel. I don't know a lot about the country, I'll be honest with you. Recently, when I was at when I was at CES this past year, I was sitting waiting to go into the convention. There was a guy sitting next to me. He was from Israel. And I kind of know that there's a lot of tech companies over there that are doing stuff in the world. He worked for one of those companies, and a super nice guy, interesting. I don't know a lot about it. I believe it's hot there. I don't know. It seems like a cool place, I guess. The Duke's asking, what is the absolute worst thing we can do to our phones, like keeping it charging overnight or never performing maintenance, etc.? It's a good question. I would say charging, I think, is going to be fine, unless you're going to keep the phone for like 6 years, or no, that's an exaggeration, maybe like over 2 years, over 3 years, and you charge it every night. It might kill the battery sooner than later, but I think most people upgrade by 2 years, so I think you'll be fine with something like that. Performing maintenance is a big thing, aka not doing your updates, because you run into the issue where maybe you go to a website, you download an app, and you don't have the latest software security updates. That could cause an issue. So I'm going to go with that's the absolute worst thing you can do. Obviously, putting something in water a lot could cause an issue, even when these phones are rated for water resistance. Sometimes they have issues with that, but overall, I think not doing your updates is probably the worst thing you can do. Richard Buckman's question is, please, per your opinion and experience, is it good for me to buy a Huawei phone now? I just love their phones and planning to buy one. Richard, hold off, buddy. I would not buy a Huawei phone at this point. I would totally hold off. I don't think it's smart to get into that right now. Maybe if you buy a used phone that they have that's guaranteed to have Google Play, but otherwise I wouldn't buy anything new. And regardless, I would still hold back if you can. It's not safe. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Huawei has an issue with the United States government and working with like Iran and spying and all kinds of crazy stuff, that they're not allowing US companies to work with them, and they're pulling a lot of their products and software and hardware that Huawei works with companies here in America. So I would hold off if I were you. Last question, Alejandro Sandoval, how did you become interested in tech? I love this question. I think I've answered it before, but I got interested in tech. I always liked video games growing up. I played Nintendo and what other systems did I play? PlayStation and Dreamcast and Sega. I just loved video games. But what really got the ball rolling with me was having America Online. I think it was 1995. I had got my first computer. And then even previous to that, my friend had America Online. We used to go online and talk to people and look up stuff. It was just super interesting and like very addicting. And I would go with America Online / the internet, getting me into my love of all things tech. But I'll throw it back to you guys. What got you guys interested in tech? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this month's episode of Ask Me Anything, and I'll see you guys down the road. Peace!